Tonight, breaking news, President-elect Donald Trump picks vaccine skeptic RFK Jr. for Secretary of Health and Human Services to oversee the nation's health, the CDC, the FDA. In New York City, battling a fire in a Manhattan high-rise, and the flight bound for the U.S. just about here, suddenly dropping 8,000 feet and turning around going back to Europe. First tonight, President-elect Donald Trump choosing RFK Jr. to be HHS Secretary. Kennedy, an outspoken vaccine skeptic who has said vaccines do not work. Trump said before the election he would let Kennedy, quote, go wild on health. Tonight, the list of changes Kennedy has said he plans to make. President-elect Trump's choice for Attorney General, embattled Trump loyalist Congressman Matt Gaetz. Tonight, the House investigation into alleged sexual misconduct with a minor that sources say was set to be released in days. Gaetz, now Trump's pick for AG, has now resigned from the House, meaning the investigation ends. But tonight, what Republicans in the Senate are now saying they want to know what's in that report. Tonight, the FBI racing into this apartment building, the takedown here in the U.S. of an alleged terror suspect, what they say he was plotting to do. That passenger jet bound for the U.S., the plane nearly here before dropping 8,000 feet, then turning around, going back to Europe. And tonight, authorities now explaining why this happened. Tonight, the rain in the east, but not reaching Philadelphia, New York City, and the region that so desperately needs it. The red flag warnings back up at this hour, and we're tracking the tropical storm in the Gulf. Will it affect the U.S.? Tonight, Alex Jones, the conspiracy theorist who for years told his audience that the massacre at Sandy Hook was a hoax. 20 children died. He called the anguished parents actors. Tonight, what's now happened to his Infowars platform, who bought it, and their plan for it now. Here in New York City tonight, battling that high-rise fire, black smoke pouring from the roof of the building in Manhattan's Hudson Yards. The daring rescue. Officers breaking into a burning home, battling fire and smoke to save a couple in their 70s. The alarming numbers tonight involving measles in the U.S. Authorities say mostly in children who are not vaccinated. And America Strong tonight, the high school runner in her last race and what she suddenly did in front of everyone before the finish line. It is unforgettable.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. We begin tonight with President-elect Donald Trump choosing prominent vaccine skeptic Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as his Secretary of Health and Human Services, planning to put RFK Jr. in charge of the nation's health, the CDC, the FDA, and the many agencies, and nearly a quarter of the federal budget. RFK Jr. is an environmental lawyer, skeptical of mainstream medicine, and has said vaccines do not work. He gave up his own independent run for president and threw his support behind Donald Trump, saying well before the election that Trump promised him control of America's public health agencies. At a rally before the election, Trump saying he would let RFK Jr. go wild on health. Tonight, what Kennedy has said he would like to do, and will he get confirmed? ABC's Mary Bruce leading us off from West Palm Beach, Florida tonight.
Tonight, President-elect Donald Trump delivering on a promise he made to one of his top campaign supporters, announcing he's nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be Secretary of Health and Human Services, putting a noted vaccine skeptic in charge of the nation's health system.
I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on the food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicines.
Well before the election, Kennedy made it clear Trump had promised him this role.
The key that I think that President Trump has promised me is control of the public health agencies, which are HHS and its sub-agencies, CDC, FDA, NIH, and a few others, and then also the USDA, which is key to making America healthy.
HHS is one of the biggest departments in the federal government. It includes agencies that touch every aspect of American life, from the foods you eat to the medicine you take. It includes the Centers for Disease Control, the Food and Drug Administration, the National Institutes of Health, and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And it's the primary agency that oversees the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Today, the president-elect saying for too long Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health.
President Trump has told me that he wants to see measurable, concrete results within 2 years in terms of a measurable diminishment in chronic disease among America's kids.
Kennedy, who is not a doctor and has no medical training or public health experience, has endorsed a host of debunked conspiracy theories, including falsely claiming that childhood vaccines cause autism, although numerous high-quality studies say that is not true. There is no link between vaccines and autism. Most of the vaccines used today have been used safely for decades, though Kennedy claims otherwise.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
In fact, vaccines are considered one of the greatest public health accomplishments of modern medicine, saving countless lives and even eliminating some diseases. Kennedy has accused the FDA of a war on public health, including, quote, its aggressive suppression of psychedelics, peptides, stem cells, raw milk, hyperbaric therapies, chelating compounds, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, vitamins, clean foods, sunshine, exercise, nutraceuticals, and anything else that advances human health and can't be patented by pharma. Kennedy, the son of Robert F. Kennedy, abandoned his own independent campaign for the White House to endorse Trump.
If you want to see me go to Washington, you better vote for Donald Trump.
Most of his own family has publicly disavowed his decision to endorse Trump. His own sister, Kerry Kennedy, saying she does not trust her brother to be in charge of health care in the United States. Kennedy has already said the Trump administration would advise local water systems to remove fluoride from drinking water, though health experts say it helps fight tooth decay. He's also said he would remove 600 employees who currently work at HHS. The big question, of course, would Kennedy get enough support in the Senate to be confirmed, or will Trump push the Senate to waive the confirmation process and push him through via a recess appointment? David.
A lot of questions moving forward. Mary Bruce leading us off. Mary, thank you. And RFK Jr.'s nomination comes 24 hours after President-elect Trump nominated Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General, the nation's top law enforcement official. Gaetz is the subject of a House ethics investigation into alleged sexual misconduct with a minor. Sources telling ABC News the committee was just days from releasing their report, the findings. Gaetz has now abruptly resigned from the House, meaning the investigation now ends. But tonight, Senate Republicans say they want to know what's in that report. Rachel Scott on the Hill.
On Capitol Hill tonight, Senate Republicans still processing Donald Trump's stunning pick for Attorney General, one of his most controversial and most loyal supporters, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Several senators saying confirmation is hardly a sure thing.
I know he's going to have an uphill battle.
Senator Lisa Murkowski saying, quote, I don't think it's a serious nomination for the Attorney General. Sources tell us Trump's decision to nominate Gaetz came together within just 24 hours. But the 42-year-old congressman has talked himself up for the job before.
Maybe I should serve as Attorney General of the United States. I'd fire every little kicker at the J. Edgar Hoover building and send them all packing. If you really want to drain the swamp, hire a Florida man.
Threatening to take an axe to the Justice Department.
We either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF, DOJ, every last one of them if they do not come to heel.
But for years, the Justice Department Gaetz could soon lead was actually investigating him for obstruction of justice and sex trafficking, allegations that Gaetz denies. The department eventually closed the investigation without bringing charges, but the bipartisan House Ethics Committee launched its own independent probe of Gaetz for alleged sexual misconduct and illicit drug use. Tonight, sources tell ABC News the committee had heard from a young woman who said Gaetz had sex with her when she was just 17 years old. A claim Gaetz also denies.
I have not had a relationship with a 17-year-old. That is totally false. Well, I have enough Republicans.
Sources tell us the Ethics Committee was preparing to release a report on Gaetz as soon as this week. But hours after Trump announced his nomination, Gaetz abruptly resigned from Congress. That means the ethics investigation automatically ended, and the House report will not come out. But today in the Senate, Republicans tell me they want to know what the House committee found out about Gaetz as they determine whether to confirm him as the nation's top law enforcement officer.
How critical is it then to have access to what the House Ethics Committee has found in their investigation?
I think there should not be any limitation on the Senate Judiciary Committee's investigation, including whatever the House Ethics Committee has generated.
So you want to see it?
Absolutely.
And other Republicans tell me the allegations alone make Gaetz' nomination a huge risk.
He's got a really steep hill to climb to get lots of votes, including mine.
A member of the House Ethics Committee told me today they have no plans to release that report, but the senators I spoke to here on Capitol Hill made it clear they want to see the findings. Tonight, I'm told that the Vice President-elect, Senator J.D. Vance, and Matt Gaetz himself have been personally working the phones, reaching out to senators. The question now, does Matt Gaetz have enough votes to get through the confirmation process? And if he does not, will his nomination be withdrawn, or will the president-elect try to muscle him through by bypassing the Senate confirmation process when the Senate is on recess, using those so-called recess appointments, David?
Rachel Scott, live on the Hill tonight. Rachel, thank you. We're going to turn next tonight to the FBI racing into an apartment building in Houston, there to arrest a Texas man who they say was plotting a terrorist attack. Here's Pierre Thomas.
This video capturing the chaotic moments of the FBI arresting Anas Saeed in Houston, accusing him of being an ISIS radical plotting a mass casualty terrorist attack on U.S. soil.
The FBI drew their guns on him and stuff like that, and the one guy, he started smashing his phone on the ground.
Prosecutors claimed the 28-year-old Saeed was researching how to make an explosive belt and was scouting potential sites for targeting, including military recruitment facilities, locking in on one specific location.
Saeed not only supported ISIS online, but also allegedly researched and investigated means of conducting attacks in the United States.
Authorities say he was obsessed with ISIS, making and spreading videos that celebrated their cause, glorifying violence.
Saeed pleaded not guilty and is being detained pending trial. The FBI claims that he told investigators if it had not been for his family, he would have already, quote, conducted an operation like 9/11, David.
Pierre Thomas in Washington. Pierre, thank you. There was a mystery for a time today when a passenger jet bound for the U.S., the plane nearly here, when it dropped more than 8,000 feet and then turned around, going all the way back to Europe. Many were tracking the flight, and now we know what was behind this and why they turned back. Here's Stephanie Ramos.
Tonight, the mystery of the U.S.-bound flight that made it almost all the way to North America and descended more than 8,000 feet before it turned back around towards Europe. We're now learning that flight encountered severe turbulence over Greenland. Images showing items thrown across the cabin. According to Scandinavian Airlines, 254 passengers were on board, traveling from Stockholm, Sweden to Miami when it hit turbulence. One passenger telling ABC News the turbulence started intensifying to the point where it was unpleasant. People were screaming. The Airbus A330 then descending roughly 8,300 feet in 7 minutes to find smoother air. The airline making the unusual move to fly all the way back to Europe despite its proximity to Canada and the U.S. The aircraft rerouting to Copenhagen more than 5 hours away. The airline saying they do not have the necessary facilities and staff to inspect the plane in Miami. No severe injuries were reported among the passengers or crew. David, that plane landed in Copenhagen without incident. The airline says it will undergo a full inspection. Passengers are being booked into hotels overnight and will travel on another flight to Miami tomorrow. David.
Stephanie Ramos tonight. Steph, thank you. Next tonight, we're tracking a new tropical storm, Sara. It just formed in the Caribbean. Will it affect the U.S.? Of course, that's the question. And while there is rain in the east, it has not reached Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. So red flag warnings are back up tonight because it's so dry. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg from WABC, tracking it all. Hey, Lee.
Hey, David. Firefighters really welcome the lighter winds today. Unfortunately, it won't last. It gets gusty again tomorrow. The fire risk, it gets elevated again. We've been watching rain all afternoon from the eastern Great Lakes to the mid-Atlantic. It's running into a dry detour here in the northeast, so not a drop of rain. Fire weather alerts go up for Friday and Saturday. Severe drought has expanded across the northeast, even extreme drought southern New Jersey. That's not changing. Maybe the next rain is about a week away. Could that have some of the DNA of the remnants of Tropical Storm Sara? That storm formed this afternoon in the Caribbean. It's soaking Honduras and Nicaragua. It's likely to move toward Belize by Sunday, before then flooding and mudslides for Central America. Over the Yucatan over the weekend, then emerges into the Gulf. By then, it's a weaker storm, so it's likely we just get some tropical rains over Florida. Hopefully, those showers get into the Atlantic and get wrapped back into the Northeast. David?
Lee Goldberg with us tonight. Lee, thanks as always. Next tonight, Alex Jones, the conspiracy theorist who for years told his listeners that the massacre at Sandy Hook in Newtown was a hoax. 20 children, as you know, died in Newtown. He called the anguished parents there actors. Tonight, what's now happened to his Infowars platform. Today, we learned the satirical publication The Onion has bought it, and their plan for it now. Here's Aaron Katersky.
Tonight, Alex Jones's media empire, Infowars, sold at auction to help pay his billion-dollar debt to the Sandy Hook families he defamed.
We were able to stand up to a huge bully
Those families backing the satirical website The Onion in its takeover of a platform that peddled lies to millions.
This is just the beginning of Jones's lesson in accountability.
For years, Jones called the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary a hoax, and the grieving families, actors, mocking them.
Doing classic acting training where he's laughing and joking, and they say, hey, we're live, and he goes, oh.
Robbie Parker's daughter, Emily, was among 20 first graders killed that day. At the defamation trial, Parker described a decade of death threats and harassment by Jones's followers.
And he had so much venom and so much hatred for who he thought that I was.
Emily's mom so scared, she hid in a closet the day of her daughter's funeral.
Every little thing we did, I was paranoid.
For Robbie Parker, taking Infowars from Alex Jones is justice.
Taking his business away is a big deal. He's made tens of millions of dollars off these lies, and he's having to face the consequences because of what we did.
Terms of the sale were not disclosed, David. The Onion plans to turn Infowars into a parody, mocking the kind of disinformation that Alex Jones amplified. The families know they cannot silence him, but they say this sale takes away his megaphone. David?
Aaron Katersky, our investigative correspondent. Aaron, thank you. When we come back here in New York City, the high-rise fire, smoke pouring from an apartment building in Manhattan's Hudson Yards for a time. You'll see the images in a moment. Also, the dramatic rescue of a couple from their burning home. And the alarming numbers tonight involving measles right here in the U.S. Tonight, firefighters battling a high-rise fire in New York City's Hudson Yards for a time. Black smoke seen pouring from the roof of a 44-story apartment building, The Set. Residents were forced to evacuate nearly 80 firefighters, bringing it under control in less than an hour. No injuries reported. Outside Detroit tonight, video showing the rescue of a couple in their 70s pulled from their burning home. 4 police officers breaking through a blocked door and window, the home filled with thick smoke. Officers taking turns searching for victims. The couple was pulled to safety. Extraordinary work. When we come back tonight, those alarming new numbers involving measles here in the U.S. and the high school runner, her final race, and what she did right before the finish line. It's unforgettable. To the index tonight, the CDC warning cases of measles are surging in the U.S. and the world. Cases reported in 30 states, 16 outbreaks this year alone, 4 times more than last year. They say most cases involve children who have not been vaccinated. A note about our CEO tonight, Disney CEO Bob Iger. French President Emmanuel Macron presenting Iger with France's highest civilian honor for exceptional service to the country. Iger writing, the honor, quote, truly illustrates the strong bond Disney has with France. We have always drawn inspiration from France and its rich heritage. Walt Disney himself received the same honor 88 years ago. Congrats, Bob. When we come back here tonight, the high school runner, her final race, and what she did right before the finish line.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
Finally tonight here, the high school runner, her senior year, her final race, out to set her personal best, and what she suddenly did instead. America Strong. At her cross-country state championship in Hot Springs, Arkansas, senior Kaylee Montgomery was running in her last race for Batesville High School. She was trying for her personal best. Just 40 yards from the finish line, her dad, Robert, filming from the sidelines, cheering Kaylee on, when another student from an opposing school suddenly falls to the ground in exhaustion, struggling to stand, struggling to keep running. Already running 3 miles herself, Kaylee, without hesitation, runs to that opponent's side, picking Julia Worthington up. She's a junior at Greenwood High School, helping her as she struggled to the finish line, putting her arm around Julia. The 2 girls had never met, but now sharing a moment they will never forget. Right here tonight.
Hello, David.
Kaylee telling us even though she was trying to reach her personal best, it didn't matter. She knew she had to help.
I just kept encouraging her to push through, and I was just telling her that you got this and we're almost there, and I just kept praying out loud for the Lord to give her strength.
Hello, David.
Kaylee's proud father, Rob, right here too.
As a dad, you know, it was just what a great way for your daughter to finish her career in high school. Really helping someone, encouraging them.
Hi, David.
And the runner she helped, Julia, she's grateful.
If she hadn't stopped and picked me up, I would have been crawling across the line. It's just a great reminder to see good things are happening, and it's a great way to see the spirit of the sport.
The extraordinary finish. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.